All right. What's up, friends? Hello. Thanks for joining me. I know there's a little pause there in the video. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to talk a little bit about the stories, the Path of Destinies game. I played a few hours of it today. I live streamed it. Just got done a little bit ago. It's really cool. Now, when I first picked up the game, I was really impressed with it. I jumped in and played it, and just seeing it, the looks of it, it's beautiful. Visually, the artwork, beautiful, man. So beautiful. I think it's kind of like cell shading graphics. That's what it reminds me of. I mean, I'm sure there's a little more to it than just cell shading. You know, it does look more in depth. I do love the background stuff. There's a lot of background stuff that you can actually visit. It's just stuff going on in the background. It's not like a battle or anything like that. It's just the cities, just really neat stuff, and it kind of gives it like a 3D effect, right? Because it's not really a fully 3D exploring open world game or anything. It's a top-down action RPG game with really good story, very interesting story, some pretty cool narration, some very funny dialogue. It's entertaining, man. Very funny story, beautiful stuff. One of the biggest things for me that I wanted to talk about. Now, the combat's great. It's very fluid. It's actually pretty simple, and it's crazy because there's a lot of stuff to it. It's really simple combat, but you got like multiple weapon upgrades, multiple weapon like effects, fire, speed, freezing, you have to upgrade these. You have to grind it out, though. It is very much an action RPG in the sense where you farm monsters and get upgrades. It's different, though. It's not a Diablo game. It plays like a Diablo type of game, but a good thing is you get controller support. It's a lot of fun on the controller. But it's not quite a Diablo-ish thing. It's really story focused. So it gets really deep. It has a skill tree on top of the weapon upgrades that you can get, but it also has a skill tree that you can play through. You can build up and pick certain ways to play. Now some of the skills for me, I'm just like, I don't really care about these skills. But it's really cool that there's options. Like there's a whole set of things that you can get, and it's not because they're bad that I don't like them. It's just I have preferences of playstyles and stuff. But there were a couple talents where I got them and I was like, oh, I'll try this, whatever, and then I tried it and I was like, whoa, this is a really cool talent. Like, I'm really glad I got this. And I love stuff like that, because it seems like it would be an okay talent, but then you get it and it's like it's even better than it seemed like it would have been. It's actually pretty cool. And part of the reason that some of the talents seem a little like I don't need this is because the gameplay is very simplistic, but you can still get your butt kicked. You can get your butt kicked. It will happen. You might get your butt kicked. Maybe you won't suck as bad as I did, but you'll probably get a little bit of damage done to you. It's very fun though. It's really super fun. Love the combat, and I'm telling you, it's crazy how deep it gets with such a simple game. Because like I've played through it a few times today, and that's what I want to talk about. Is the way it plays out. It's very short. It seems like it's about an hour long story-wise, which is very strange because it doesn't feel like that, right? And that's why I wanted to share this, because on top of beautiful music, beautiful artwork, graphics, combat, super fun, the way that the game plays out, it's the Path of Destinies. There's multiple paths that you can take inside of a path. So when you start the game, you get to pick, I think, 2 choices of which kind of way you want. Well, not right at the beginning. You get into the game at the beginning, and then you get a choice between 2 things you can do. Now, and inside of the choice are multiple choices. So no matter what, there's all kinds of different ways to go through the game and play through it. There's also like little rooms that you can't go in until you get a specific sword upgrade. So that offers more replay, because you already have to replay through the game. You don't have to. If you don't like the game, you don't have to replay it. But for me, it doesn't even feel like I'm replaying it. And so getting those weapon upgrades and while I'm replaying through the game to get those other rooms is great. And I wanted to, the reason it doesn't feel like, to me, it doesn't feel like I'm replaying the same thing. You do replay through the same like story kind of thing, except for the different choices. And the different choices are actually different. They're not just like some little fake side path. Like it's full. Like I played through an evil path where the main character became evil. He became a crazy lunatic killer, and it was awesome. There wasn't. It's difficult to talk about that. I don't want to spoil stuff about it, you know, because it's really freaking cool. But I was surprised, and I took it as far as I could go, because I don't like being evil in games. But in this specific game, I wanted to see how it would play out, because a lot of games, you know, you can tell, like Infamous, for example, when you go good or bad, there's really not that much of a difference. Or Watch Dogs, when you don't become a hero or anything, there's really, you know, there's really not much of a difference. Infamous has more of a difference, you know, your abilities change and stuff, but it's story-wise, it doesn't really change a whole lot. But in this game, the story changed. Like, it went full-on evil, and it was really cool. I wanted to see where the story went. It really went, like, dark, and it was really cool. So the multiple paths that you can take, it's crazy. It's really neat how many different paths you can take. And I've beaten the game like 4 times today, just today. Well, actually, for the first time, too, because I played it, you know, when I first got the game for a little bit. I wanted to check out the game. I jumped into it, and I was like, ooh, this is a really cool game. I will definitely get back and play it. And today was the day where I got into it, and I played a few hours, and I was like, I was blown away, man. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's really cool. And one of the things that I love about it is that it's kind of a New Game Plus, but it's not a New Game Plus. What I love about it is how it flows from beating the game to restarting it. You don't go back to the menu, you don't click on New Game Plus and keep your abilities. Once you get through your story, it resets it. It tells you, like, well, and that's how that path went or whatever, you know, and then it starts back from the beginning. That's not getting into too much detail, but and it might sound a little worse than it actually is, but it's just the way it flows. It just flows. It's really nice. And really cool thing at the end of your choice, at the end of your path, when you get to the end and you actually beat the game, but you don't beat the game because there's no credits or whatever. You just you get to the end of that path, that destiny, that Path of Destiny. It's really freaking cool, man. When you get to the end, you see your option, you see the choices that you picked, and you get like a little summary of the story and how it played out for that path. And you can check all your different paths. If you've already beaten it multiple times, you can go back and you can check out the summary of each little path that you took, and then you can click on continue, and then it'll restart you from the beginning, and then you can start over and pick your different paths again. It's just really cool, man. It's a blast. It's so smooth. I love the way it plays out. And I think that's all I have really to say, without just repeating myself over and over. You should definitely check the game out. It's Stories, The Path of Destinies, by Spearhead Games, who actually stopped by my stream today. I was super hyped. I was like, oh my gosh, and I got to talk to them about a little bug that I encountered while playing through the game today. And the bug was annoying, but it wasn't like, it didn't ruin my experience. It was annoying. It was like highly annoying, but it was, you know, like the game's, it was cool. It was cool. So they hung out and they checked it out, and they were like, you know, show me more or whatever, you know. But that was nice. So that had me super hyped. But yeah, super cool game, man. Super cool game. I believe it's on the PS4. I don't know if it's on Xbox One. I meant to check that out before I made this video. I'm really sorry I didn't do that first. I meant to. I forgot to. I just forgot to. All bad. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure this is on the PS4, and if it is, it's probably on the Xbox One as well, because I don't think it's an exclusive thing. But I know it's on PC. I have it on PC. I actually requested a key for it, but instead of waiting for it, like, I really wanted this game, and I was like, you know what, this is a game I'm not gonna wait for. It's 15 bucks, and I was like, I'm gonna pick that up. And I'm glad I did. Another thing about the different paths, real quick, before I go, is I don't, you know, even though I've beaten the game, it doesn't feel like I've beaten it. That's how it flows. Like, even though, like, for me, like, you know, you get through it, you get to that end part where it tells you your choices and the summary. I didn't feel like I beat it, and it's mostly because it ends, but it doesn't not end, and it's really weird. It's so good. It's so well designed. It's so well made. It's beautiful. It makes the replay fun. It doesn't feel grindy. It might if you don't like the game, right? I mean, that's how most games are. If it feels like a grind, it's because you're not really enjoying what you're playing. But this just felt like it just flowed through for me, man. I love this game. Super cool. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what you think of the game if you have played it, and if you haven't played it, definitely give it a look. Check it out. If it's something that looks like fun to you, then it's probably better than it looks. I don't know. I love it. I don't know if it like beats my expectations, but when I saw it, like I knew I was gonna like it, and I really love the story choices. I'm not gonna feel like I've beaten the game until I've gone through every different path. And there's actually a lot of them. I think I've done 4, and there's like 20 or so, like maybe a little over. I forget, but there's a lot. And there's a lot of different paths, and of course, once you start getting each different path down, you will have to replay certain paths because you pick a path, you choose which way you want to go, and then you choose again. Like later on, you get a little bit further in the game, you choose again, and then you choose again. You know, so no matter what, by the time you go through every path, you will be replaying, you know, some of the stuff over again to get to that one choice that you didn't do. You know, but overall, super fun game, man. Just love it. Alright, thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day. Bye. Where's my mic?